transformational grammar. This is the part of transformational grammar, the syntax. So I'm gonna explain sentence 1. Marzuki is sumless and doesn't know his own limits. This sentence is a compound sentence consisting of two independent clauses connected by the conjunction and, as you can see, guys. Next, clauses 1, analysis. Noun phrase Marzuki, verb phrase is sumless. Inside the verb phrase, verb is adjective phrase sumless. This clause describes a characteristic of the subject, the Marzuki. Clauses 2, analysis. Noun phrase Marzuki, verb phrase doesn't know his own limits. Inside the verb phrase, auxiliary does, verb not, noun phrase known, object noun phrase his own limits. This clause expresses Marzuki lacks of self-awareness. Next sentence. Sentence 2. You dog, you animal, I will kill you, I will chop you up along with your whole family. This sentence is divided into 4 clauses based on their syntactic structure. Clauses 1 and 2, you dog, you animal, both clauses function as vocatives. They are noun phrase, structure, pronoun plus noun. They do not contain a verb. Their function is expressive, not propositional. This clause serves as insult directed at the addresses. Clauses 3, analysis. I will kill you. Noun phrase I, verb phrase will kill you. Auxiliary will, verb kill, noun phrase you. This clause expressed a direct threat. Clauses 4, I will chop you up along with your whole family. Noun phrase I, verb will chop up along with your whole family. Inside the verb phrase, auxiliary, verb plus part, chop up, propositional phrase along with, noun phrase your whole family. The propositional phrase express the object of the threat. Clauses 3. Next sentence. Sentence 3. My mother-in-law has given money multiple times. The problem is still not solved. This sentence consists of 2 independent clauses joined by a semicolon. Semicolon ya guys. Clauses 1, analysis. Noun phrase my mother-in-law, verb has given money multiple times. Inside the verb phrase, auxiliary has, verb given, noun phrase money, add verb phrase multiple times. This clause indicates repeated past action. Clauses 2, the problem is still not solved. Noun phrase the problem, verb phrase is not solved. Inside the verb phrase, verb is, adjective phrase not solved. This clause describes an ongoing unresolved condition. This is all from me of analysis syntax. Thank you.
Okay, let me introduce myself first. My name is Naela Zuhrifa Akbar, and I'm here to explain about the semantics and pragmatics of these three words. Okay, so the first one we got Mazuki tidak tahu diri dan tak tahu ukuran bajunya sendiri. So first of all, I'm gonna explain the lexical meaning. So what is the lexical meaning? Lexical meaning is a meaning that is dictionary-based meaning or a literal meaning of sentence. So we find this meaning when we search on a dictionary or translate it directly on a Google Translate. So, Marzuki is a person's name. Tidak tahu diri means Marzuki doesn't know himself. And tak tahu ukuran bajunya sendiri means Marzuki doesn't know his own clothing size. So we can see that the lexical meaning is a dictionary-based meaning and shows that the speaker is talking about the clothing size. It's different from a connotative meaning. Connotative meaning is a meaning that is based on the situation or a meaning of a metaphor of a word or phrase or maybe an idiom that the speaker says. And connotatively, the sentence means not about clothing size but more like a criticisms. So the speaker is criticizing Marzuki. Okay? So now we move to the second sentence. There are anjing, binatang, and so on. And the first one is a lexical meaning. So anjing here means literally an animal with 4 legs, and commonly we saw that on the road or someone's house, right? Like it's a pet and a creature with 4 legs, and usually someone kept them as a pet or to guard things. And binatang here means a creature that lives and moves but not a human. And saya bunuh kau means the speaker want to say that he want to cause something or someone to die. And saya cincang means to cut something into pieces with a knife and something that is sharp. Okay, sama semua keluarga kau means along with the whole family. So the sentence is more explicit than the first sentence. The sentence says explicitly that he wants to kill someone, he wants to cause someone to die, even with the whole family. And connotative meaning. Connotatively, the sentence conveys extreme rage, hostility, intimidation, and dehumanization, not just a literal threat. So the speaker wants to make someone and his or her whole family to die by chopping them into pieces. So it expresses hostility, intimidation, then dehumanization. The dehumanization here we can see at the word that says anjing kau and binatang kau. So anjing and binatang here means dehumanization, to mock someone. So this is the semantic explanation for the last sentence. So lexically, mother-in-law refers to the speaker's spouse mother and has given money multiple times or many times atau sudah berapa puluh kali kasih duit. It indicates that the mother-in-law has given money like repeatedly, and the problem is still not solved. And the problem is still not solved. The issue remains the same or unresolved despite the help. So lexically, the sentence means that the mother-in-law has repeatedly given money, yet the issue or the problem persists. And for the connotative meaning, it's not that far from the lexical meaning, because the sentence expresses explicitly about what the speakers need. And This sentence reveals a sense of frustration because repeated help has not worked, that the mother-in-law has done more than enough to solve the problem. And after the semantics, I'm going to explain about the pragmatics. And we start from the first sentence. Marzuki is shameless and doesn't know his own limits. So pragmatics has 3 points. 1 is locutionary act, 2 is illocutionary act, and 3 is perlocutionary act. And locutionary act is the literal meaning or the literal words that the speaker says. So the speaker states that Marzuki has no self-awareness and doesn't know his own clothing size. And number 2 is illocutionary act. This is the speaker's intention. So this is the intended meaning behind the U-turns. The speaker is not merely reporting facts. They are criticizing Marzuki, expressing annoyance, evaluating his behavior, and as improper or excessive. And the type of illocutionary act from the sentence is expressive or assertive. And number 3 is perlocutionary act. This is the effect the utterance aims to create the listener or in Marzuki. So the possible effects that might happen or felt by the listener is think negatively of Marzuki and aware that Marzuki is crossing the line or act out of line, and causing Marzuki itself to feel ashamed, angry, sad, or reflective, or make Marzuki do an introspection of himself, and influencing others to distance themselves from Marzuki. And this is the second sentence. And first is locutionary act. What is literally said or mean is the speaker insults the listener by saying something that related to animals like a dog or the animal itself, and to give a threat to the listener by saying, I will kill you, I will chop you up along with your whole family. And number 2 is illocutionary act. The speaker's intention is to insult the listener harshly or explicitly, and to threaten and intimidate them, to express extreme anger or being furious, and to assert power, dominance, or control. And the type of illocutionary act in the sentence is threatening and expressive. And number 3 is perlocutionary act, and the effect that the listener feel when hear this sentence is a fear or feeling of terror, making the listener feel threatened, unsafe, uncomfortable, or panic, and provoking conflict, defensiveness, or aggressive retaliation, and influencing the listener to submit, avoid, or protect themselves by saying that. And the perlocutionary force is so strong because the threat is explicitly saying by the speaker and involves the important people for the listener too. And for the last sentence, what is literally said is the speaker states that their mother-in-law has given money multiple times and repeatedly, but the problem remains unsolved. And for the speaker's intentions is to express a complaint by saying the sentence like the speaker complained about the ongoing situations and the current situation, and to highlight that financial help has been ineffective, possibly to criticize whoever is responsible for the problem, and to convey frustration or seeking understanding or attention from the listener. And type of illocutionary act is expressive and assertive. And number 3 is perlocutionary, or the effect is to make the listener sympathize when hear the sentence, and to make the listener realize the seriousness of the sentence, of the situation, to evoke concern about the repeated efforts, and to lead the listener to give advice or find another solution or find a help for this problem, and to possibly to make the listener judge negatively whoever caused this problem. Thank you.
And actually, suatu clause itu bisa disebut sebagai clause adalah ketika di dalam kalimat itu terdapat satu subjek dan satu verb. Nah, itu tuh sudah bisa disebut clause. Like this. This is the first sentence is Marzuki is shameless and doesn't know his own limits. Why this sentence have two clauses? Let me explain about that. As you can see, first clause is Marzuki and shameless. Marzuki is subject and shameless is verb. And this is first clause. Is only describe a state or quality, and this is a relational process because it links the subject Marzuki to an attribute shameless. And the second clause is doesn't know his own limits. If you have one question like why the second clause don't have subject, actually they have, but if the sentence like this, Marzuki haven't read after N, but Marzuki still be a subject. Marzuki doesn't know his own limits. This is the clause. And Marzuki doesn't know his own limits. Doesn't know is expresses thinking or awareness. This is mental process because it shows something happening inside the mind. This clause contains two processes. Is shameless is a relational process because it only states a quality, while doesn't know his own limits is a mental process because expresses a lack of awareness. And the second sentence is you dog, you animal, I'll kill you, I'll chop you up along with your whole family. And the second sentence just have one clause because the insults are only vocatives, and the threatening actions function as one continuous material process. The two opening phrases, you dog, you animal, are noun phrase, functioning as insult. The following clause, I'll kill you and I'll chop you up, are material process because they describe physical actions. Again, the last sentence have two clauses. My mother-in-law has given money multiple times. This is the sentence one. The second clause, I'm sorry, but the problem is still not solved, and this is the second clause. Why? Clause 1 is this is real physical action, material process has given. This is action. And clause 2, the problem is still not solved. This describes a state or condition relational process. The first clause is material process because it shows the action of giving. The second clause is a relational process because it only describes the condition of the problem, that it remains unsolved. The problem is still not solved, and this is the relational process.
Okay, now I'm going to explain the interpersonal function of the three sentences. Okay, before moving on the analysis, I will first explain the definition of interpersonal function. So the definition is according to MAK, healthy interpersonal function refers to how language is used to express attitudes, judgment, and social relationships between the speaker and the listeners. Okay, guys, the first sentence is Marzuki is shameless and doesn't know his own limits. This sentence uses a declarative mode and function as a statement. This sentence have two clauses. The first clause is Marzuki is shameless. The subject is Marzuki, the finite is, and the residue is shameless. The second clause and doesn't know his own limits. The subject he is implied. This means the subject is not said explicitly, but it still refers back to Marzuki. The finite is doesn't, and the residue is now his own limits. And personally, this clause allows the speaker to present a negative judgment as if it were a fact. This shows strong criticism and creates a confrontational tone. The second sentence is you dog, you animal, I'll kill you, I'll chop you up along with your whole family. Although the mood is declarative, the speech function is a threat. The expression you dog, you animal function as vocatives because they are directly addressed to the listener and are used to call or label the listener rather than to form a complete clause. They do not have a finite verb, so they do not function as clauses. At the same time, they function as insults because they dehumanize the listener by comparing them to animals. This lowers the listener's social status and intensifies the hostility of the sentence or utterance. In the clause, I'll kill you, the subject is I, the finite is will, and the residue is kill you. The clause I'll chop you up along with your whole family has the same structure. The subject is I, the finite is will, and the residue is chop you up along with your whole family. Interpersonally, the combination of vocative insults and declarative threat clauses strengthens the intimidating effect. The speaker asserts power, creates fear, and dominates the interaction. The third sentence is my mother-in-law has given money multiple times, but the problem is still not solved. This sentence uses a declarative mode and function as a complaint. The sentence has two clauses. In the first clause, the subject is my mother-in-law, the finite is has, and the residue is giving money multiple times. The second clause, the subject is the problem and the finite is, The last, the residue is still not solved. Interpersonally, sentence expresses dissatisfaction and indirectly blames someone for the unresolved issue. The declarative mood presents the complaint as factual, which adds pressure on the listener.